Hello everyone, this is Dr. Pallavi Gupta. As you know, I am teaching you election law. Today I am teaching you the parties to election petition, means who can be parties to the election petition. For this, I will discuss section 81 and 82 of the Representation of People Act 1951. The various subheadings will be that I will cover today in this topic is that the who can be petitioner to the election petition, who can be respondent in the election petition, and joinder of the candidate as respondent, whether third party or the election commission or or other election authorities we can join as a respondent, and what shall be the effect of non-joinder of necessary party, and the plea of non-joinder of the party can be when it can be raised. So all these subheadings I will discuss today. Section 81 of the RP Act shall read with Section 110 subclause 1 and 112 subclause 1 of the RP Act. In fact, Section 81 says that an election petition calling in question any election may be presented on one or more of the ground which are specified in Section 100 subclause 1 and Section 101 of the RP Act, and this election petition shall be filed in the High Court by any candidate at such election or any elector. But it shall be filed within the 45 days from the date of the election of the returned candidate. So this is section 81, that election petition shall be filed by the candidate or by any election. So any election petition can be filed either by any candidate at the impugned election or by any elector at that election. So who can be candidate? Candidate means a person who has been or claims to have been duly nominated as a candidate at any election. An elector means a person who was entitled to vote at the election to which the election petition relates, but it is not necessary that he should have voted for the election. Even if he has not voted, he is entitled to file an election petition. But it is to be noted that an elector in relation to a constituency means a person whose name is entitled in the electoral roll of the constituency for the time being in force, and who is not subject to any disqualification for registration as an elector under the Representation of People Act 1950 as well as the Representation of People Act 1951. So here again I would like to say that the candidate will mean a person who has been or claims to have been duly nominated as a candidate at an election. Means a person whose nomination is rejected is also a candidate for the purpose of Section 81 subclause 1. A person whose nomination paper is not received by the returning officer on some ground can also claim to be duly nominated candidate even though his nomination paper is not on record. Other formalities which are required by the Election Commission are also to be fulfilled by the candidate, by a duly nominated candidate. When there is a clear aberrament in the election petition that the nomination paper was subscribed by 10 electors, the election petition shall be deemed to be a candidate and entitled to challenge the election of the returned candidate by filing an election petition. So so here again it will be clear, or it is said that an election petition can be filed either by any candidate at the impugned election or by any elector at that election, and it cannot be filed by no one else. An election petition may also be filed jointly by more than one petitioner. Regarding this, who can file a petition, who can be a petitioner, the case is Nandi Esha Reddy versus Kavita Mahesh, where it is very categorically mentioned that the candidate must fulfill the requirement which are prescribed by the election commission or the statutory to be entitled as a candidate to file the election petition. And in fact, Section 82 of the Representation of People Act 1951 says who can join election petition as respondent. Section 82 lays down as to who shall be joined as respondent to an election petition. Where in an election petition, the only relief claimed is that the election of the written candidate should be declared void. Only the written candidate is required to be made a respondent to the petition. If more than one candidate was written at the election, like the election to the Council of State and State Legislative Council, then all such written candidates shall be joined as respondent to the petition. Where in addition to claiming the declaration that the election of the written candidate is void, a further declaration is also claimed that either the petitioner himself or any other candidate at the election had been duly elected, all the contesting candidate and the written candidate at the election other than the petitioner should be joined as respondent to the petition under section 82 subclause A of the RP Act 1951. Here the written candidate means the candidate who has been elected, and the contesting candidate means a candidate whose nomination was found valid on scrutiny and who did not withdraw his candidature. If in an election petition allegation of any corrupt practices are made against any candidate, then such candidate must also be joined as respondent to the petition, even if no further declaration as aforesaid has been claimed in the petition as per section 82 subclause B. The candidate here does not mean a contesting candidate but also mean a candidate who has withdrawn his candidature within the prescribed period for the withdrawal of the candidature. So it is clear that the parties to the election petition covers written candidate, election agent or any other person committing corrupt practices with the consent of the candidate or his election candidate or any other agent within the scope of section 100 subclause D subclause 2, as it was held in the case of Ajay Makkan versus Adesh Kumar Gupta. In the case of Gadnis Bhavani Shankar versus Flario Adirao Martino, the one of the candidate for election to the Council of State by the member of Goa Legislative Assembly withdraw his candidature. It was alleged that after the withdrawal of his candidature, he voted for the respondent on his agreeing to receive a gratification in the form of a promise to be appointed to a cabinet worth or some other important public office. He was considered by the High Court and the Supreme Court to be a candidate at the election, and the election petition was dismissed for non-compliance with the provision of section 82 subclause B, as he was not joined as respondent to the petition. The expression any other candidate in section 82 subclause B means a candidate at the election to which the election petition relates and not a candidate in some other constituency. As in the case of Udhav Singh versus Badhara Sindhya, Supreme Court observed that behind the provision of section 82 subclause B was the fundamental principle of natural justice, namely that nobody should be condemned unheard. Joinder of candidate as respondent not made party to the petition. Uh, if a candidate at an election petition has not been joined under section 82 as a respondent to the election petition, which are called in question that election, he has the option to impede himself as a respondent to that petition. For this purpose, he must make an application to the High Court within 14 days from the date of commencement of the trial of the petition under section 86 subclause 4 of the RP Act. Meaning thereby, if a candidate is not who is not party to the petition and he has not joined as a respondent, then what he can do? He can impede himself separately as a respondent to that petition by making a application within the time. But such opportunity to be impeded as a respondent is given by law only to the candidates at the election, not to any other person. As mentioned already, that a person who has withdrawn his candidature is still to be regarded as a candidate for the purpose of for the same purpose. Now the question comes whether the third person can be joined as a respondent. As under section 82 of the RP Act prescribe who means which of the candidate and who can be which of the candidate at the election are to be joined as a respondent to an election petition. The question whether any third party or a person who was not candidature at the election can or should be joined as a respondent to the election petition came to be consideration by the Supreme Court in the case of Jyoti Basu versus Devi Ghoshal. So, the Supreme Court held that except the candidate at the election, none else can be joined as a respondent to an election petition, even if he may otherwise be considered as a proper party. The question whether the election commission and any other election authority can be joined as a respondent in the case of B. Sundara Rami Reddy versus Election Commission of India in 1991, Supreme Court held that only those persons may be joined as a respondent to an election petition who are mentioned in section 82 and 86(4) of the RP Act. No one else can join election petition. However desirable and expedient it may be appear to be, none else shall be joined as respondent means only the candidate or the elector can join as a party to the election petition. What shall be the effect of non-joinder of the necessary party? It is mentioned under section 86 of clause 1 of the RP Act. Means election petition liable to be dismissed. There are certain case laws that K. Kamaraja Nadar versus Kunju Tewar, Annie Horo versus Johan, and Jaipal Singh, Ram Kumar versus Mani Kumar Subha. So in all cases the same decision was that so here we can interpret that it is provided in section 86 subclause 1 that an election petition shall be dismissed by the High Court which does not comply with the provision of section 82 which prescribe the parties to the petition. If a candidate who is a necessary party to an election petition under section 82 is not joined as a respondent to the petition, such non-joinder of a necessary party will be fatal to the very maintainability of the election petition, and such petition is liable to be dismissed summarily under section 86 subclause 1. Means those are the necessary party to the election petition. If they fail to join, then the election petition shall be dismissed. Uh, Supreme Court also held that the election petition could not be permitted to be amended so as to cure the defect of non-joinder of the necessary party either by way of withdrawal of the claim in the petition or by abandon of a part of the claim therein. So this was the case the K. Kamaraja Nadar versus Kunju Tebar. And in the Annie Horo case, the Supreme Court held that if the allegation made in the election petition against a candidate amounts to be the commission of a corrupt practices by him, the petition is liable to be dismissal if such candidate has not been joined as a respondent thereto. And in the case of Ram Prasad Sharma versus Mani Kumar Subba, a candidate was duly impleaded as a respondent to the petition, but there was mistake in the spelling his name in the petition, though his correct name was available on the record. So it was held by the Supreme Court that the petition could not be dismissed for non-joinder of the necessary party, and the fact that no application for correcting the name was moved, nor was any written objection filed to indicate that it was a typing error would not adversely affect the petition. What or can say when non-joinder of the party this issue can be raised, means plea of non-joinder of the party can be when it can be raised. Uh, in the case of Uday Singh versus Madhav Rao Sindhya, the Supreme Court let down that an objection as to non-joinder of a necessary party could be raised by a respondent at any stage during the trial of the petition, even after the close of the petitioner evidence, and not necessarily at the earliest opportunity or in his written statement in answer to the petition. Means this plea can be raised at any stage during the trial of the petition. It is further discussed by the Supreme Court that whereas the non-joinder of a necessary party may prove fatal to the maintainability of the election petition, it is not so when a person is misjoined as a party when he is not a necessary party to the petition. Such misjoinder of a misjoinder of an unnecessary party has not been treated as non-compliance with section 82, and the election petition was held to be maintainable. So this is all about parties to the election petition as a petitioner and as a respondent, who can be petitioner and who can be respondent, and when they can join as a respondent, and if there is a there is a non-joinder of the necessary party in a petition, then what shall be the effect? So that I have discussed under this. The next topic for my discussion for the lecture is the content of election petition. Means election petition, how many contents shall be there? Thank you very much for watching me and listening me. Bye. Bye bye.